It's over. We can't keep pretending this works.
Don't say that. There has to be another way besides walking out in the rain.
On a frigid winter night, Jake Miller woke up to find his phone ringing, and he was confused and grabbed the phone from the nightstand. The name on the screen was not familiar. Rebecca H. He thought it might be a wrong number, but his instincts compelled him to answer. A gentle, trembling voice emerged from the line. "Can you confirm if this is the tow truck service we are using? My car is stuck near Willow Creek and it's dark. My phone is dying." Jake sat up straight away. He didn't work as a tow truck driver, but he worked 2 jobs every day to keep the lights on. He could hear the panic in her voice and said, "Ma'am, I think you've got the wrong number. I'll be glad to assist you, but let me know where you are." Jake hesitated, stating that he didn't know him and was afraid to leave his daughter, Lily, unattended in his old flannel jacket. He then drove into the snowy, abandoned area. Before we dive into this incredible story of how one act of kindness changed 2 lives, let us know your channel name, where we're sharing heartfelt stories about compassion, hope, and humanity. Remember, kindness can change a person's fate if you follow this video and comment on it. The silver Mercedes was seen tiptoed off the snowy country road, with the headlights glaring at the wheel, causing steam to rise from the hood. A woman dressed in a long beige coat stood next to it, embracing herself against the cold. She was Rebecca Hartwell, the only daughter of the late Harry Harper, the owner of half the land in the county. Jake didn't recognize her right away, and she gazed up at him. "You're not the tow truck guy," she muttered, her eyes wide open. "No, ma'am, I'm just a nice chap." She chuckled in disbelief. She proceeded to ask if she had seen Jake in person. "Very well," he replied. He then used a flashlight, checked the car's hood, and secured the chain between the Mercedes and hers. It took almost an hour to complete the task, but his hands were numb and his jacket was drenched. Rebecca handed him some money, including some crisp $100 bills from her handbag. Jake shrugged and said, "No need, just glad you're safe." She looked at him in a way that was completely unfamiliar to her. It's conceivable that they should. However, the next morning, Rebecca was haunted by the sight of a man who had unexpectedly appeared in the middle of the night for no other reason except to be kind. She arrived at the local diner where Jake, a part-time cook, was working. He was cleaning tables and seemed unattractive due to the dirty floors and coffee-colored menus. "You are back," he exclaimed with an impassioned laugh as she asked about car issues. "I didn't mean to say thank you," she said before settling into a booth. "Let me give you breakfast," and they talked for hours about their shared feelings of loss and isolation. She shared that her father had passed away 1 year ago and she had been living in her own home. Jake shared with her about Lily, his wife who died at the age of 5, and how he was trying to raise her properly. The warmth in Rebecca's eyes was palpable. "You seem to be a wonderful father." He looked sad. I'm trying to remind her that kindness is still important. Over the next few weeks, Rebecca made regular visits to the diner, providing books for Lily and pies for Jake. They eventually became friends after a snowy night at her estate, which Rebecca had invited both of them on Christmas Eve. Jake hesitated. "This isn't the kind of place we're used to," he stated. Rebecca smiled back. "It's like missing exactly your group." Lily was ecstatic. "Dad, would you mind letting us go?" And so they did. As Jake drove up the long driveway, the Christmas lights gleamed from the large mansion. The aroma of cinnamon and pine greeted Jake, but it wasn't the luxury that filled him with happiness. Rebecca was the only one present at the location, sitting by a massive fireplace and watching Lily run around the tree. "My father has passed away and I haven't had anyone here for Christmas," she said softly. Jake nodded and shared dinner, laughter, stories, and warmth. For the first time in years, Rebecca felt a sensation she had never experienced before. As the night wore on, Lily fell asleep on the couch. Rebecca greeted her with affection. "She's gorgeous," she whispered. Seeing her mother's reflection caught Jake off guard, and Rebecca hesitated. "After years of searching for happiness, I finally found a stranger who came to my rescue in the cold last month, marking the first time I've felt genuinely happy since I last saw them." Nonetheless, a change occurred between them, not by any romantic involvement, but with the passage of time. Their friendship deepened as Rebecca began volunteering at Lily's school, contributing to Jake's local causes. She aided Jake in launching his own small repair operation. When Jake objected, she clarified that it was a partnership and that they were no longer just partners in their efforts to assist. In the spring, Rebecca arrived with 2 coffee mugs while Jake was fixing the fence outside her estate. She smiled and said, "I was thinking of you when you helped me that night, and you didn't know why you'd do that," she continued. "Maybe I should just return the favor." Jake giggles. "You've already done a lot." "I didn't get what I wanted. I thought I had lost my trust in people." He looked into her eyes. "You gave me a reason to believe that good things can still happen." During the summer, Rebecca requested that Jake and Lily move into the guest house to have space for play and Jake to be nearer to the business equipment he had set up at the property, according to her. Despite this, they were aware that there was more to it than just being together. They would have dinner together every evening, consuming burnt chicken, pasta, and laughter. Rebecca Becca was nicknamed by Lily, and Rebecca began to put her to bed at night. Jake frequently sat on the porch, watching cricket from above. "Do you ever ponder about that one night?" Rebecca whispered. She smiled and said, "Maybe it wasn't the worst call I ever got, but it always seems to be." It's conceivable that the universe dialed the appropriate number. Years later, Jake and Rebecca, who were responsible for running the community fund and hosting holiday dinners for local families, were referred to as the center of Willow Creek by the locals. On Christmas Eve, however strange this was, with Jake often glancing at Rebecca and responding with a smirk. "Damn it, Dare." Ultimately, it wasn't money or status that brought them together. It was just a simple act of kindness in the middle of the night that connected 2 lonely souls. Despite the circumstances, Jake made it possible for a woman to find her true love by showing up when she needed to. It could be that kindness can make all the difference in saving others, not just the lives of those affected, but also saves us all some troubled souls. Don't be afraid to ask for help, friends. If you're a fan of the story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe your channel's page too, as every story in the world carries with it the message that compassion is the most powerful force. Additionally, one act of kindness can have an enduring impact.